All right, everybody, welcome back to the Big Blue Dynasty series here on Madden 24. We are now heading to the NFL draft. We have 61 players on our roster. With the current draft picks that we have, it would get us to 70. So we would have 9 new rookies added to the team here. Who knows who makes it? Maybe we decide to trade some players off or trade some picks off and kind of figure out what we decide to do there. But my goal right now is kind of talk through our board. So I have a decent amount of players on our board, and some players that are known, some players that are not so known, but I'm looking forward to this one here. So we're going to go by position. And right now, with Russell Wilson and Daniel Jones on the roster, drafting a QB would allow us to have a guy that we can get comfortable with for the near future. And the player I'm currently looking at right now is Drew Allar. He's currently mocked to us. I think he's got all the abilities to be very clean. He's a pocket passer. He's pretty strong, elite throw power. And the way I look at it with him is he's going to have the ability to kind of chill. 21 years old. We got Daniel Jones for a year. We wait another year, decide to boot him, and he'll kind of rock it on his own. We'll bring some other vets along the way. Maybe we keep Russell Wilson for another year. Who freaking knows? But Drew Allar is the player I'm looking at for the quarterback. We got Carson Beck and Milrose backups, but that's what we currently have right now. As far as halfbacks are concerned, there are some players here that I have as a potential signing. I'm not trying to get too crazy with it. There were some players here that I was interested in. One player that comes to mind here is Marcus Carroll. He's 22 years old out of Georgia State, so he's coming from a smaller school. But with Marcus Carroll, 4.47, decent strength on him, pretty good north-south runner. So Marcus Carroll is a guy I would like to have on this team. And then we got a UDFA that I'm looking at in Jarquez Hunter, 5'10", 210 out of Auburn. This guy, not the greatest combine out there, but to me, he could be someone who could compete when needed. And you got the day 3 guy in Mario Hampton, who's 6 foot 220, a little bigger dude, but he's fast as heck, dude. You see this guy right now, good speed, elite acceleration, but he ran a 4.38. He was strong. He had a very good cone drill at the combine. And I think when you see someone like Marion Hampton, he might have a shot at surpassing J.K. Dobbins or Eric Gray on the roster here. So this could be a little competition. As far as wide receivers, I didn't really put too many on the board here. There wasn't anybody that truly popped for me. But if I were going to look at someone, it's a smaller school again. Jared Brown out of Coastal Carolina, 6 foot 190. He's a playmaker. Not the fastest guy, but great change of direction. He can kind of be elusive there. There's a couple playmakers here. They're all scheme fits. None of them, like I said, are super crazy, but I just wanted to find some guys that have an ability to kind of be put on the practice squad maybe later on. But there is Dorian Singer here, who is coming out of USC. That is a little intriguing. He's got 4.42 speed, good vert, good 3-cone and shuttle. So and his jump, see his vertical jump, that means his acceleration could be very good for us. So Dorian Singer could have an opportunity to play. He's a day 3 guy. We got a couple mid-round picks. I'd be cool with that. Tight ends, a little more up front, probably like early to mid-round, like 3rd and 4th round. Out of all these guys, though, the player that I'm very interested in bringing in is Jake Johnson out of Texas A&M. A run block, a deep route. This guy has great speed, good strength to be a good pass blocker. I think when I see a player like this, I'm like, this guy could be behind Kager. He could be behind Gray and just kind of chill until we figure it out with Bellinger and kind of roll through it. Who knows? Kager, we signed him, but maybe we decide to roll with 4 tight ends this season. Might not be a bad deal because we do deal with injuries from time to time. There are some tackles out here, but none of them are really worth where they're currently projected. But I have them in there just in case, because if they fall, like if Banks falls to the 3rd round, I wouldn't be upset with taking them, or into the 2nd round later. Maybe we trade up. There are some centers I'm looking at. Carson Hinsman is pretty interesting, but the guy I'm looking at right now is Bryce Foster. With JMS having some injury issues his first 2 years, I do consider bringing in another person here just in case. We do have Nick Gates, but this guy has some really good stats, and he had a okay combine. It's pretty fast, but a change of direction is elite there, so that can help out with finesse rushers in the interior. I like the fact that he's got some agility there. He is a scheme fit, so Bryce Foster is a player I'd be looking at in the 3rd or 4th round if possible. Now, there were some tackles here that were pretty freaking good, but I am looking at some project pieces here, right? And the project pieces would be Josh Simmons at Ohio State, if he falls maybe until late 2nd round. But there is a really cool player here from Kentucky in Keonta Goodwin, 6'8", 351. He's a big dude, didn't have the greatest of combines, so my hope is that he does fall maybe into the 4th or 5th round, and we can snag him up. And then there's a UDFA out of Yale who's 6'9", 320 pounds. You don't really find players that are very successful at tackles at heights greater than 6'7". 6'8" is kind of a limit there. Like King Dunlap, it's good, but he was never really great. So it's tough to find really big giants. I guess you could say Trent Brown, but he kind of bounces around and has some weight issues from time to time. So that's tough there. We are looking at some defensive ends. There's some pretty good ones out here. None of them, outside of maybe Danny Dennis Sutton is a player I'd be willing to move up for. He's got like a B power move, B finesse, A block shed, A tackle, 22 years old out of Penn State. The reason why I like him is that we can mold him into something. Didn't have the greatest combine, so maybe we wait and see where he falls, but could have a dev trait that could help out his development too. Kingsley Kiki and Drake Jackson, I'm hoping they've turned into something, but I didn't invest a whole lot of money in them, so there could be a chance to move with them. As far as the right end potential here, there is a player that's a little that's kind of neat in Justice Finkley. He's 6'2", 258, and he's considered a power rusher. A power move, B block shed. This is a guy that he's pretty fast for a defensive end. He could be pretty interesting. He's not going to be super strong, but I don't need him to be. I just need him to be quick off the freaking ball and ready to attack and get to the QB. So Justice Finkley could be an interesting move for us in the mid rounds. Defensive tackle, you saw after Dexter Lawrence, there really wasn't much, right? DJ Davidson, Fedarian Mathis, there's not much. So drafting a defensive tackle could be something we decide to do in the early rounds. And I see somebody here like Tyleek Williams out of Ohio State, 6'2", 290, B power move, B block shed. One of the strongest, or the strongest in the combine. He has all the stats that scream he could help out Dexter Lawrence now. So we could look at him in the in the 2nd round as a possibility. But you see Jaheim Otis, 6'5", 340, just a big freaking man. Like the Eagles have Jordan Davis, why couldn't we have a man that pairs up with Dexter Lawrence that looks to be a freak of nature? I'd be down to bring him Jaheim Otis in the 2nd round too. So it's not to say that the tight end and Jake Johnson is the end-all be-all there, but if we have a shot at someone like Otis too, why not take a chance on him? Now, if we decide to not go for those guys, there are plenty of defensive tackles that I was looking at that were, around an area that I would be okay with. Even we have 3 7th-round picks. I could be cool with somebody like TJ Sanders, as that's considered a UDFA. He's not the strongest guy whatsoever, but he's got elite change of direction, and he's got B finesse, potentially A to C block shed. B power move, B tackle. Like, that's not a bad guy to grab in the 7th round that can kind of battle it out with the other DTs there. Linebackers, I didn't really have much There's some day 3 guys that I'm like, okay, you know, they're more athletes than anything else that could play maybe special teams, like Deontay Lawson here that I think is pretty neat, or Jason Henderson, who has A zone coverage. So there's some potential guys here, but I'm not going to break the bank knowing that we had CJ Mosley and Darian Beavers as backup. So I'm cool with that. Now there is a player here in Dasan McCullough, 6'5", 235. That's intriguing. Dude's an athlete all across the board. Elite speed, elite acceleration, elite change of direction. I like that. Jaheed Campbell, that is a 2nd or 3rd round projection. Not the greatest of combines, but again, he's got some stats that just make him a freak. So I see that. A zone coverage. There's a chance that we can turn this guy into a good special teams player. There are some corners here, but the only one that I'm really interested in, if I can grab him maybe in the 2nd round, is Travis Hunter. I don't know if he falls to us, but Travis Hunter is got that kind of work ethic that I appreciate. He can play wide receiver as well, which is why he's got 8 catching. He can play kick return for us if need be. Good press, good man coverage. He's an athlete. And when you see something like that, man, I'm like, why not take a chance on a player like that? As far as free safeties, there are only 2. But there is a potential steal here. A day 3 guy in Shiloh Sanders out of Colorado as well, like Travis Hunter. He is not a scheme fit, but the dude's got B-man coverage, A tackle, A hit power. He's going to be behind some guys, so I don't necessarily have to use him immediately. So maybe we draft him in the 4th round and take him and allow us to just let him develop behind Lonnie and Javarius Owens, or maybe he takes over those roles. I think he's a good freaking player, but we can kind of train him up. Maybe he could do something to strong safety. Who knows? But we do have some strong safeties on our board here, as you can see. Prior to the Richie Grant acquisition in the free agency, I was looking at some guys here. The one that is a freak size is Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. 6'4", 228 pounds. Dude is fast. Dude is reckless. He runs with reckless abandonment, willing to smack a dude in the face. I mean, I could take him in the 2nd round too and be cool with it. So there is options here. There are possibilities, and I am looking forward to this draft. You know, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a little different, right? We had some really good acquisitions in the free agency. I think we're gonna have a great opportunity here in this upcoming draft. So let's get it going. So the first pick in the draft are the Atlanta Falcons. They've been mocked with Shedeur Sanders from the get. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is still the case here. For the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 draft, the Atlanta Falcons take Shedeur Sanders. Welcome to the Falcons. Going to his former team there. It's a dome. He gets to play in the NFC South, which is very, very up for grabs right now, right? The Buccaneers got Baker. They didn't do so well last year. The Falcons, they got Kirk Cousins, but you know, they still have a ton of weapons. They let Rondale Moore go, but still are very solid there. You're looking at the Saints with Michael Penix. They had a good run. They beat us. So that could be a really fun division there for the future. The Patriots are up, and they're going to take Walter Nolan, the best defensive tackle in the draft. No surprise there. Pretty good move for them. You got the Rams going Harold Perkins, so this seems to be chalk all the way across the board. Broncos take Will Campbell. Not a bad move there. You're looking at Patrick Payton heading to the Panthers. So the top 5 picks, no change whatsoever. The Steelers take JT Tuimoloau. The defense is old, so it's good that they're continuing to grow it. Great decision right there by the Steelers. You got Ethan Burke going to the Cardinals. They still have yet to draft a freaking offensive player since 2023. It's kind of nuts. Mason Graham, defensive tackle to the Colts, so they're buffing up their defense now. You got Michael Williams to the Jaguars. They don't have a QB, right? They do not have a QB. So I went to check. Jaguars have no QB. They went after a defensive lineman. I guess their thoughts are there's a chance one of the QBs will fall. They're a top 10 pick, so why the heck not? RJ Oben, right end, going to the Titans. Barrett Carter to the Browns. Now, they do already have Kenny Pickett as a backup QB. Maybe he surpasses Deshaun Watson, but I would think, you know, they start thinking about the offensive side, but their defense is stacked. Vikings take right tackle Ernest Green, the best right tackle in this year's draft. They have Trevor Lawrence now, so they wanted to grab a tackle to help him out. There it is. Commanders just unloading. They continue to grab just weapons there to help out Jaden Daniels, and the Commanders won't stop. They're going to keep bringing in young talent. You got Kelvin Banks Jr. heading to the Buccaneers, trying to figure out a way to keep Baker Mayfield upright. Bears are going to take Abdul Carter, left outside linebacker. They went heavy offense last draft. This draft, they're going to start it off with defense. Tyleik Williams, that was one of the guys I really liked. He gets drafted super early at the Dolphins at pick 16 or 17. Landon Jackson gets drafted by the Bengals, right? They let Sam Hubbard go, and they got Trey Hendrickson. They let BJ Hill go. They got to get that defensive line younger. Emeka Egbuka, this is freaking insane right here. The reason why I say that is check out this freaking wide receiver core. The top three are insane. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Amari Cooper, Jamison Williams. You throw Emeka Egbuka there now, and it is going to be insane. They got some younger guys here that aren't bad, but I get it. It's top heavy. The Texans are rough, and they had the biggest splashes in this year's free agency, snagging up AJ Terrell. They went freaking insane. I think we can see that here. The Texans snagged up three of the biggest free agents this year. They snagged up Brandon Ayuk, Nick Chubb, and AJ Terrell. So very good group. They want to win now. Who do the Texans take here? They can go anywhere. Still a very young team. And they go defensive line, Bear Alexander. They say, you know what? We grabbed all our offensive weapons. Why not take some defensive line help there? Chargers are up at pick 20, and they go Andrew Makuba, best free safety in this year's draft as far as the projections are concerned. Good move for the Chargers there. You got the Saints taking Jatarian McMillan, wide receiver. So trying to give Penix more weapons. Jeremiah Alexander from Alabama goes to the Jets. The Niners take Will Johnson. I guess we did take out the Saints. I can't remember the playoffs. It's been so long ago. Niners get a corner in Will Johnson. Packers are up, and they're going to take Keaton Wade, middle linebacker. You got the Bills taking Malachi Starks. Good corner right there for them. And the Chiefs take Sonny Styles. Oh, man, this guy is a freak. Great move for the Chiefs there. And we are up at pick number 27. And I don't think this is much of a surprise for anybody. Drew Allar is there. Coming out of Penn State. 6'5", 243. He's 21 years old. So, you know, we could throw him in there if we need to. But we got Russell Wilson. You know, our emergency parachuting Daniel Jones, I guess. But I think it would be great to see what happens with Drew Allar on the Giants. I think this guy, you know, has some really good qualities in him. And there's a lot of A's around this freaking stat line. So welcome to the team, Drew Allar. Hidden Dev, 95 throw power. I love that. 82 speed, 84 acceleration. So this guy's actually pretty mobile, even though he's more of a pocket passer. But man, oh man, this is going to be freaking awesome here. Welcome, Drew Allar. So we continue to go here. You got pick 28, Princely Uman Malin going to the Cowboys. That makes sense, right? DeMarcus Lawrence isn't getting any younger. So, you know, him alongside freaking Micah Parsons for the next freaking 5 years is a great move for them. Trey Zune, left tackle. Interesting play right there. The reason why I say that is you got Mailata for at least a couple more years. I'm wondering why you make that move, but Eagles, they just go BPA. There, you're going to stick with that. Ravens are up, and they're going to take right tackle Josh Simmons. So a little bit of a run of tackles here as we enter the second round. Carson Beck going to the Raiders. They do have Uncle Rico, but why not snag up a QB as set up for the future? Nothing wrong with that. Best center in the draft, Carson Hinsman from Ohio State, going to the Seahawks. We are back up in round number 2. You got the Falcons going corner here, right? They let AJ Terrell go. They go, let's go ahead and grab our corner to reload that position. Patriots are up. They go another freaking defensive player. They went DT. Now they go free safety. Rams are up. They're going to go, the best running back in the draft is Travion Henderson. They have a good running back already for them, but they go, you know, why not snag up another freaking crazy weapon for Matthew Stafford? Broncos are up, and they're going to grab up a tight end here. They figure, hey, we got Mac Jones. We don't know the fact, but good move for the Patriots to give Jaden Daniels more weapons. Ravens are up. They're going to take Josh Connerly Jr. out of Oregon. Dalen Everett going to Georgia, out of Georgia, going to the Broncos. You got Zach Rice, right guard, out of the heading to Carolina. Halfback in Donovan Edwards there, as it looks like they might be trying to reset it, right? They let Jalen Warren go. I think they still they may have extended Najee Harris, but nothing wrong with finding another 2 running back there. Ollie Gordon heading to the Cardinals. You got the Colts taking Jahad Campbell. That was one of the guys on my board. Colts really snagging up a lot of my defensive prospects. And there you have it, folks. The Jaguars in the 3rd round snag up a potential QB for the future in DJ Uiagalelei out of Oregon State. This guy has bounced around the college landscape there and been in the freaking college game for a while. He's a little older prospect, but maybe that's their guy, DJ Uiagalelei. Jaguars waited till the 3rd round for that one. Miles Frazier, right guard out of LSU, going to the Titans. Eagles are up. Then they snag. Golly, dude. How many defensive tackles do you need? This is a ridiculous prospect. He's a 2nd, 3rd round kind of guy. Had all the great traits. I just didn't think the Eagles would take him. Unbelievable. Eagles are psychos. Vikings are up, and they're going to take Nick Singleton there out of Penn State. You got the Commanders going after Luke Lackey. That was one of the tight ends I was looking at. Great move for them. Deshaun Pace, one of the strong safeties I was looking at, heading to Tampa. You got Jaquavius Marks out of USC. That's a good move for the Bears there, as they let Khalil Herbert go this offseason. Devin Neal going to the Dolphins. Raheem Sanders to the Bengals. Seth McLaughlin, center, going to the Lions. Gillott going to the Texans. So there, yeah, Texans going heavy defense. Donovan Jackson, considered the best guard, left guard out there. He's going to the Chargers. So good move for them. Hopefully Justin Herbert finds some success. Looks like left end's taken out of SMU in Maryland there. Saints doing some good work here in the 3rd round. Trevor Etienne going to the Jets. Got the Niners going Tim Keenan there. Zion Branch, very good strong safety prospect, going to the Packers. Bills are up, and they're going to take Damian Martinez at Oregon State. Then you got Michael Sturdivant heading to the Chiefs. So we are up now, and this is a late 3rd round pick. We'll figure this out. So knowing that we have we got a late 3rd round pick, and then we pick in a couple, like a little more than a handful of picks after, as we made a trade and swap picks. So we got lucky there, made a gamble, and now we have a chance of having two close picks here. I'm going to go ahead and snag up a guy that's projected to be a round 1 round 2 guy. We're already late in the third. He's a scheme fit, B catching, B man coverage, C press coverage. We got 8 corners on our board, depth chart already, but there is a chance that I can move on from a couple of guys already, and maybe there's a chance we can actually do that in this year's draft. So I say we take a chance on this. We make the decision. We snag a guy up that I really like, that's on my board. Great speed, lead acceleration, solid change of direction. We can have him play in the slot. He's 6 foot, 186. We can have him play outside. I think he's a good versatile piece, and you can't let this guy fall any further. I'm super excited about this. He's disciplined. He tries to attack the ball in different ways, so I'm really pumped about this guy. Welcome to the team, 22 years old out of Oklahoma, Gentry Williams. Hidden dev, baby. 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 90 change of direction. He just kept falling. You had to take a chance. As you can see, it's one of our top needs. We stag it up, we grab a QB already. That's considered one of the top needs by pollsters there. They think like these are the needs, and we snag up another guy here. This is sweet. Is this our future outside corner here? We continue with it. It looks like the Cowboys are up. They're going to take a left guard in Tyler Booker. You need to continue to grow that O-line there. Right tackle, Ajani or Cornelius going to the Eagles. Eagles continuing to just attack. Oh no, Bryce Foster. He gets snagged up by the Ravens. He was the true center I was looking at, but with JMS, Nick Gates, I wasn't willing to reach here in the 3rd round, but great play right there by the Ravens. Raiders are up. They're going to take right tackle Micah Pettis out of Ole Miss. And the last pick of the 3rd round, the Super Bowl champion Seahawks take Jonah Saveli-Naea out of Arizona. So great move for them. And we are pick number 1 here in the 4th round. Let's get it done. So the player I'm looking at is out of Texas. He's 6'2", 258. He's a power rusher, so he's a scheme fit. I think this guy could be a game changer for us. The reason why I say that is he's strong as hell, and he's got like this crazy, he's got great speed, great acceleration, elite change of direction, great jumping, so his acceleration should pop, good strength. I like Justice Finkley because he's got something we can create here. He's got B block shed, A power move, B to D finesse move, which could be a B move. 21 years old. He can get in the mix now, right? Drake Jackson, Kingsley Kiki is trying to fight for some reps now. We don't necessarily have a true defensive tackle number 2, so Justice Finkley can even throw in there. We can throw him in that rotation. We do have Derek, not Derek Noddy, but we do got Mike Donna. So Mike Donna is very good, but I need someone to be alongside Donna and Dexter. So this is a good move for us. He's still young, so he can grow. This is a different type of guy, man. He's not going to be as big. He's not an Aaron Donald, but he's kind of like just he can get low, hopefully, and use his leverage and maybe be able to get through and attack that interior if we decide to go there, or just the edges in general. So super pumped about this pick here. Justice Finkley, normal dev, not the stat I was hoping for, but it is what it is. 83 speed, 86 acceleration, 84 strength, 80 change of direction. So very good pick here at pick number 4. We get to improve that D-line, and I'm looking forward to the next move here. So when I think about where we're at, what's possible, the Patriots are a team here that I'm willing, I could consider trying to trade with. It's kind of dangerous to do that, knowing we just snagged up a defensive player there, but we don't have a pick until the late 5th round. And there's a player that I'm super pumped to grab. So I think I want to make a move here. And the reason why is when you look at the Patriots currently have no corners outside of their first 2. So I think we can make a decision to move on from a player that although he's played okay, he actually had a pretty good year. I think it wouldn't be bad to move on from somebody like Avonte Maddox. If we were to move on from Avonte Maddox, that would open up space for us. We'd have some dead cap hit for sure, but it would allow them to have a corner that they can leverage now. Now, having a corner here who's a little older doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be early pick, but I'm wondering if we can give them a 6th round pick and maybe we swap like 5th rounds next year. I think that could be a move for us. So there, let's see if that trade works out. We're going to go ahead and take their 4th round this year, and then we're going to swap 5th rounds. Oh, they don't have a 5th round. So let's swap 6 rounds next year. So we're gonna go ahead and move way back up again. We just made a pick, right? We snagged up a defensive end, but I want to grab this player now. I think you have to take a chance, especially when we found out where he's at as far as the scouting is concerned. So we're gonna trade Avonte Maddox to the Patriots, which they need. You know, when you look at the Patriots right now, they only got Gonzalez and Marcus Jones, who's on his last year of his contract. And then they got Johnny Dixon and Zaya Bolden. They don't got anybody else. So I think it's fair to try to grab a guy, give them a guy who's got a good OVR, good speed, and maybe he can make it work in the AFC. We're going to trade our 6th round pick this year for their 4th round and their 6th, and we're going to swap 6s next year. So hoping this works. And it does. So we are able to get the deal done there. I think this is a fair move. We swap 6th round picks. We give them a 6th this year, so they move back. They get their 4th, and they pretty much get Avonte Maddox. So I think that's a good move for them. And this allows us, we got to make the decision now. You know, trading for mid-round picks isn't necessarily the craziest of things. And there's some really good players, as you can see here, that are out there. But the guy that I'm looking for is the player that we saw here in the scouts. He's a day 3 guy projection, but he's got talent as a 1-2 first rounder. We got Lonnie Johnson, we got Javarius Owens, but Owens isn't the end all be all, and I think this can be a great move for us. A little bit of a stretch, but it's a 4th round pick, a day 3 projection, not a craziest of reach, but if talent's there, this could be a great move. So welcome to the team, 23-year-old out of Colorado, Shiloh Sanders. Hidden Dev, 89 speed, 88 change in direction, 90 acceleration. This is a very good player. I think we can tool this guy to be a strong safety maybe. In some spaces, maybe he competes with Dane Belton. We can have him compete up top for free safety 3, or maybe he surpasses Javarius Owens. Who freaking knows? But this is a good move for us. We get a little star power too. Shiloh Sanders coming from a very good family in the Deion Sanders lineage. So you got to roll with it, man. This is sweet. I'm glad we made the move. Now we got to wait for our next pick. It's pick 5. Pick 27 in the 5th round. Rams are up here, and they're going to take Tyler Van Dyke. Is he the heir apparent to Matthew Stafford? How far has Stafford dropped, by the way? Let's double check that real quick. It looks like Matthew Stafford is a 70. He's a 75 overall. Still has good throw power. Yeah, he's still pretty solid. Not fast at all, but they don't have anybody really, right? It's dress or win. So maybe Tyler Van Dyke out of Miami. He's a freaking he's a motivated cat. So maybe he works out there in Los Angeles. Broncos take Jalen Catalone, strong safety out of Texas. Jack Nelson, left tackle for the Panthers. Yeah, got looks like Davis, right end, going to the Steelers. Man, Steelers went heavy defense this year so far. Xavier Truss out of Georgia, going to the Cardinals. Malachi Moore, there you go. He was probably projected to be the best free safety, second free safety, and because of Makuba got snagged up. So the Colts grab Malachi Moore out of Alabama. That's a great move for them. Can't complain there for the Colts. Quinshawn Judkins going to the Jags. You got Enai White going to the Titans. Tonka Hemingway, defensive tackle, to the Browns. Kamon Tucker to the Vikings. Emory Jones Jr., left guard out of LSU, going to the Commanders. Cyrus Moss out of Miami heading to the Bucks. Bears take Steve Linton. You got Denzel Burke. So he fell all the way to the freaking Dolphins in the 4th round. He was a projection 1-2. There's a couple of those, by the way, that have fallen, right? You got Davis Igbonason, Dominique Jackson, Toriano Pride, Jason Marshall. You got some good corners here, but you got 3 guys that were projected to be in the first 3 rounds are still falling, surprisingly. So Dolphins got a really nice value pick there. You got the Bengals taking Orandi Gadsden out of Syracuse. You knew he was gonna hang, not gonna fall too far. Evan Pryor to the Lions. Deontay Lawson to the Texans. And we're just gonna go ahead and fast forward ourselves because I don't see myself trading up anytime soon. These are later round picks too, so I'm not trying to get too crazy with it. We made our move, and I think this was good for us. We got a pick here, and you got, look at this, Davison Igbonason is still out there, 6'2", 190, scheme fit. What in the hell is going on here? What are they doing? Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. He's just as good as the guy we picked up earlier. Oh my goodness. Do we make that decision now? And if so, do we just trade a couple guys? Oh man, that's a great move there. They got a wide receiver in Moose Muhammad, Will Shepard. So there's some wide receivers late here. Dorian Singer is a guy I was looking at. I don't know if Singer makes it to us in the 7th round, but man, we could make that move. They got some day 3 guys that I have on my board, luckily. I got a couple day 3 guys, a decent amount, and some UDFAs too, so I'm cool with any of these players, to be honest. Like TJ Sanders falling to us would be sweet. You got another safety I'd be down for. There's some DTs that I'm cool with. We could even have that Jonathan Mendoza with one of our 7th round picks. So I am not trying to lose my mind here. There is another halfback on our board, Marcus Carroll out of Georgia State. He's the small school guy that I thought was interesting, right? He's one of the top speed freaking running backs. He's one of the strongest running backs. He's decent on the freaking shuttle and the 3-cone drill. Marcus Carroll could be a interesting find for us. 5'10", 213, good size as well. You can battle it out with Eric Gray or J.K. Dobbins. I think that could be a really fun situation there. As much as I would love to snag up Igbonason, I just don't see myself trying to create too much chaos in the corner role. We got 8 corners already, and I gotta be. It's not to say they're all amazing, but I just don't know how many more corners I can throw in there. But is that a bad problem, right? Like, look what the freaking Eagles did. They had Bradbury, they have Darius Slay, and then they go Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. So do we just say, oh no, this is too tough? Do we go heavy with our board here and just say stick with it? Or do we go after this guy? I think we do. He's 6'2", 190. 20 years old out of Ohio State. We can train this guy. I say why the hell not, man? Tight end is definitely in need here. Maybe we snag up a tight end late, or we just grab another guy. Right guard, not necessarily. Got Neal and we got Christian Haynes. I'm not sweating that. And we can move Illuminor into right guard as well. Center, not really freaking out about that too, because I think you've got Nick Gates, we got JMS. I'm not scared there. Quarterback, no way. We drafted a QB. We're good in that space. Free safety, we drafted a free safety. Corner, left end, we drafted a left end. And so I'm not scared. I think you got to grab best player available And this guy is it. Davis Igbonason out of Ohio State. 6'2", 190. Can't complain here, man. Let's get it done. Holy crap! We might have found legit corners across the board. Deontay Banks and the two freaking corners in this draft could be the future. Trey Hawkins, man, he was good, but you gotta freaking look at these guys. 96 speed, 96 acceleration, 92 change of direction. How do you let this guy fall? This is insane. Maybe his injury. But dude, you take a chance on a guy in the 5th round, late 5th round. If he gets hurt, it didn't really risk much. So this is a great move for us. We found some stars in this year's draft. Welcome to the team, Davison Igbonason. So we don't have a pick until the 7th round, and this is where we will just go ahead and move on. You know, these are just dart throws, you know. After the first couple rounds, you're pretty much just saying we've seen some tape, but not a whole lot. Let's snag it up. Let's move forward here. So Cole Hudson got snagged up by the Colts before us. Let's see what we do here. Who's out there, right? Toriano Pride is still out there. But 5'11", I think I'm cool with that. Ricky White. And there you have it, folks. The guy that I wanted is still out there at a USC. He's a scheme fit, 6 foot, 180 at a USC. He is freaking fast, very freaking agile. And, you know, he can be behind our receivers. Jamal Agnew is on our roster, but he's a special teams guy. He's not the starter. So 22 years old at a USC. The guy avoids big hits. Tries to go for extra yards. He does have some issue with discipline, but you know he's gonna be a 7th round pick, man. It's pretty much what Brennan Rice was, right? I think this is a good move for us. Load up the wide receiver crew. We keep it rolling. This is a good move here. 90 speed, 93 acceleration, 90 change of direction. This is a freaking steal in the 7th round, and we kind of work with that. And go from there. I'll take what I can get. We got late picks here in the 7th round. Pretty close picks here at 25 and 27. So now what do I want to do? We grabbed a wide receiver just to kind of add some details there. That puts 7 on the roster. We do have some other cats here that are on our board that we can grab that were some UDFAs. Did all our UDFAs get taken? It looks like the DT that I wanted got taken, which kind of sucks there. But I'm cool with this guy here. He's a running back. So he's projected to be UDFA. Pretty much that's what he is. He's a late round pick in the 7th round. 4.5 speed. You know, he's got good speed, great acceleration, solid change of direction. I don't think there's anything wrong with this guy here in Jarquez Hunter. So I'm looking at a wide receiver here in Kendrick Law. Another wide receiver, right? We threw a dart at Dorian Singer, who had really good speed and possibilities. We only have 7 wide receivers on the roster. This will be our 8th, but this is the intriguing part. A release. He's got B deep route. His catching is an F, but 4.4 speed, 4.38 on his pro day. Good 3-cone drill. Looks like better than Singer. You know, I'd say why the heck not? You know, you get a chance of snagging a guy like this. I don't think you can be upset about it if you miss. You just put him on your practice squad and you roll with it. Kendrick Law is 21 years old out of Alabama, so he comes from a school that is freaking sets their guys up to be NFL ready. He's a scheme fit, so we're gonna give him a chance to grow on our practice squad. So this is a good move in my opinion here. I'm super pumped to grab up another wide receiver in Kendrick Law. 92 speed, 92 acceleration, 90 change of direction. Again, a chance to grow our cats here. We got another pick coming up real quick. So our last pick of the draft here, there's a couple different ways we can go. We could go another wide receiver if we really wanted to. We can grab up a corner here that was on our board. We can grab a strong safety that was on our board. In Xavier in Wonkpa, 6'2", 210, 21 years old, A tackle. This guy is a freak athlete, in my opinion. His acceleration's not as great, but it says decent acceleration, but it looks like he's pretty freaking good. He had a great combine, great pro day. He's kind of an athlete that we can leverage. Maybe he ends up playing as a special teams guy. I can't complain when you have strong safeties. We don't necessarily, Dane Belton's on this team. He's not necessarily a guy that I'm going to always lean on. So I want competition in different spots. Richie Grant definitely owns that strong safety role, in my opinion. Ronnie Harrison, he definitely is in a spot too. So I'm cool with this. I think this is a good move for us. 87 speed, 87 acceleration, 83 change of direction. Grab a guy out of Iowa here that's got a block shed, so it's just something a little different for us. He's a bigger, strong safety, 262, 210. So I think we had a very, very good draft, man. I am super pumped about it. We will go ahead and recap in just a moment. All right, so we now have 69 players on our roster. I think we have some good pieces here, and I'm looking for it. It says our cap is 1.7, but the contracts will get adjusted and we'll be just fine there as far as the rookies are concerned. I think, our cap got a little impacted with moving up, and also the dead cap hit that we got from Avonte Maddox, but I think we did all in all pretty great. So let's check out our squad here. Like the height and weight to be a tackle, so left or right, it is what it is coming out of Princeton. We then went ahead and went for a third-round pick here in Gentry Williams. He wasn't a guy I really wanted in the third round, but I said, why the heck not? He was pick 27 in the third round, hidden dev. You got to go for it. 73 overall, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 76 man coverage. This guy, he's got some toughness and injury issues, but if you throw him in there and he succeeds, like, we got ourselves a steal in the third round. And then in the fourth round, this is a little bit of a reach, but Justice Finkley to me was a nice move. 76 power move, 83 speed, 86 acceleration, 84 strength. We can do work here. I think this is a guy that could really be clean for us, man. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I'm hoping he really succeeds for us. And then we traded up, right? We had pick 27 in the third round. Then pick 1 in the fourth round. We traded all the way up. We sent Avonte Maddox a 6th round pick this year and swapped 6 rounds for the 4th round pick from the Patriots. And we grabbed 73 overall Shiloh Sanders, 23 years old, 6 foot, 195. This dude's a thumper, man. 86 hit power, 80 pursuit, 89 speed, 90 acceleration. We can grow this guy. He's going to have a chance to compete for the starting role. I can see myself maybe moving maybe Shiloh up, or Richie Grant up to free safety, and then Shiloh playing strong safety and competing against Dane Belton and Ronnie Harrison. But it's going to be fun now. The DB group is getting stronger. And then surprisingly here, this guy fell. Davison Igbonason in the 5th round, late 5th round. I had to take a chance here and go for him because he kept falling and he was projected to be so high. How do you not take this guy? Davison Igbonason is 6'2", 190 out of Ohio State, 20 years old. Great speed, good stat line already for man coverage and zone. His only issue is he's got a little injury issue. 86 toughness, 88 injury. So this guy could get hurt, during the year. But for a 5th round pick, how do you not go for it? This is a steal. And then we had 3 7th round picks here. We snagged up 71 overall Dorian Singer. Dude is out of USC. 90 speed, 93 acceleration, 78 catch, 76 release. I think this is a player here that could shock the rest of the team and maybe end up being a wide receiver 4 on the roster. Is Jalen Hyatt in trouble? And then I had to take another wide receiver here out of Alabama, Kendrick Law. He fell, and I'm like, dude, the guy has some speed. He's got the A release, so he was like a top release guy for the wide receiver group. 82 release. We can grow this guy. His catch is a little dangerous at 73, but when I look at a guy 5'11", 206, there is a chance when I see this kind of player here. His ball carry vision is 76. He could be a kick returner as well. Carrying is a 70, so that'd be kind of tough. But I was like, man, could we move this guy to a running back? Could be an interesting play there. Reminds us of what we did this year too. We drafted a wide receiver converted running back in the 5th round, I believe. And then our last pick was strong safety and Xavier in Wonkpa. This guy's a thumper, man. 6'2", 210. He's got a 70 zone coverage, 87 speed, 87 acceleration. He's a scheme fit, 84 hit power. I say, why the hell not, man? We get some more depth pieces there in the strong safety group. So very good draft, in my opinion. I think there's some things we could definitely do with this team, but it's pretty freaking fun. Let's check out our division opponents. What did they end up drafting? So let's look at the Commanders first. They go Luther Burden, 78 overall. What a move there. Hidden dev. This dude is a freaking beast. 82 release. Wow. This guy's going to be a freak. And then they snag up a right guard, DJ Campbell, a hidden dev. So they're growing their O-line there, getting a good dev trait. And then they get Luke Lackey here. He's a norm dev, 72 overall. He's got 75 catch, which is pretty good for them, and 81 catch in traffic, but that's a good find right there. And then they go Emory Jones Jr., hidden dev out of LSU. So they grabbed 2 hidden dev freaking guards, just like we did in the previous draft. You got Jason Henderson there, a middle linebacker. He's okay. Zone coverage is solid, but so that's an interesting find. And then they grab a center in the 6th round in Jonah Savanea out of Arizona. Oh, yeah, his awareness is the only thing. Grow this. Grow that guy. Next up is the Cowboys. Let's see what they did, right? They got a late pick in the 1st round. And they grabbed Princely, Uman Malin out of Florida. 83 finesse, 84 speed. This guy is going to be a freaking menace against us. They go Sean Murphy, linebacker, norm dev, 72 overall, 90 speed, 90. What the hell? 78 finesse? Cowboys defense. And they grabbed Tyler Booker, who I think was a great find. 21 years old, 73 hidden dev. Good move for them. And then they grab a tackle in Marquez Cox here. I think he's out of Kentucky. Yep. Decent stat line, so he can grow behind their current left tackle. They snagged up Kenyatta Jackson, 68 overall, 76 finesse. That's a good starting line. They grabbed Jonathan Mendoza, a right tackle, 6'9". Yeah, that was the that was a guy I was like, man, he could be an interesting, project piece here. Project player. 85 strength, good finesse for the pass blocking already. 6'9", though, it's going to be tough for him. This 6th round pick, that's not a bad freaking gamble there. Jabbar Muhammad kept falling, and there was a reason for it. Still not a bad move there. And then the last team we're going to look at are the Eagles here. They grabbed Trey Zune. He's a hidden dev, 6'7", 320. I just don't know why they did that, though. I think that's a weird decision there. And then they grabbed a quarterback in Riley Leonard out of Duke. Another weird move. Eagles definitely went with just what they felt was... Now, this is the guy I wanted, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. Thor Griffith, 76 block shed. He looked like a very good player. And in the 3rd round, I thought that wasn't a bad find, but I think we found something better. Their 2nd, 3rd round pick was a Johnny Cornelius, right tackle. Hit norm dev here. He's like a okay piece, but 59 awareness. He's going to grow that. And then they threw they grabbed a left end in Jafari Harvey, but they grabbed another quarterback, Jackson Dart, 67 overall. Maybe they trade him. I don't freaking know, but that's weird, man. Weird decisions right there. Hopefully they figure that out. But I did not expect... That was weird. They grabbed 2 QBs. What is their problem? So now when we look at the overall stat line, right, I think you look at first who was the best overall. It was Travis Hunter at 79. Travis Hunter is going to be a freak. 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 80 man coverage, 75 zone, 78 catching, 75, yeah, 74 play rec. Dude is going to be a freak over there in Tennessee. I think that was some good moves there. You look at Harold Perkins for the Rams is a good move. Will Johnson, he was in the late first round. I think that was a good move for them. Yeah, look, the Rams grabbed a 76 in the second round. Good move for them. Look at that, 76 Nick Singleton to the Vikings. Wow, you got some good finds. Ollie Gordon, 75 overall, halfback. Oscar Delp in the second round is a good find. This is nasty. Toriano Pride, 73 overall to the Dolphins. And he's a hidden dev. What a snag, folks. What a snag by the freaking Dolphins. Grabbing a guy in the 7th freaking round. I thought our pick in the 5th round was freaking ridiculous. They grab a dude in the 7th round, bro. That is insane right there. Great move for them. Dolphins had the best pick. They found the diamond in the rough for sure. Denzel Burke. See, this is the other guy. 73 hidden dev. So they got their corners for life. They got their corners for life. Unfreaking believable. Great job by the Dolphins. You look at, fastest player in the draft was Tony Grimes. He went to the Patriots. 70 overall. So 98 speed, 90 acceleration. Tony Grimes is going to be, pretty much corner 4, I think, there now. I think that's a good move for them. They, Egbuka, 98 speed, 98 acceleration. Jeez, Lou, that's going to be insane. They went crazy. And in the 6th round, the Rams take Evan Stewart, basically replacing their guy they had there before in something like, I can't remember, but he was a smaller receiver. 73 overall, 97 speed, 97 acceleration. And then I think we found our guy, dude, in Nick Bonuson, 96 speed. That was a 5th round pick, and I thought I was excited. But some guys had some crazy finds. Strongest guy in the draft was Tyleek Williams with 89 strength. Bear Alexander and Walter Nolan for the Patriots. Great move there. Best carrying was Travion Henderson. I think that's a good thing on that end. Best change of direction was Tony Grimes and Travis Hunter. Wow. Whoa. Best truck. Who's got the best truck? D. Martinez in this truck. Best catching, Rod Moore. Wow, man. This is going to be a fun season coming up. 2025 is going to be great. I don't see myself streaming or recording the preseason. I think we're just going to talk about it and kind of go from there because I just want to get to the next season. Get a couple more seasons in before the next Madden. So that'll do it for us today, everybody. This was fun. I think this was a good episode for us to set up this team. We got 69 players on the roster. We'll add some preseason free agents along the way, see what we want to do. But I think we got some good pieces here. If you like what you saw, please drop a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Most importantly, subscribe to keep up to this one. This was fun, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, as always, let's go, Big Blue.